So today's a good day to go for a walk. This has been going on since 8 this morning. We have to keep the apartment closed because of the diesel fumes from having 3 or 4 pieces of heavy equipment idling in the parking lot the whole time.
Hi, we're Jeff and Sandra, American expats and nomads, living abroad on a budget, one country at a time.
So we're going to go for a walk for a while. The apartment we've got here at Pogradec is just a couple of blocks from the lake. Not a bad walk at all, right?
Not a bad walk at all.
One of these days we'll have to either buy a selfie stick or stop doing this stuff. And there's the lake. And the shop of randomness on our corner. So there's this beautiful area stretching for, geez, good long ways. All the way down into the center of town, which is almost a mile that way. Outdoor dining is huge here. A lot of the places have more outdoor seating than indoor. And the other thing that I've noticed interesting here at Pogradec especially is they've made some accommodations for accessibility. Virtually every sidewalk has a ramp. Okay, so that's Lake Ohrid. Got waves, almost like on the Adriatic.
Only it's a lake.
Only it's a lake, right? So there's that. It's a massive lake. Another structure is going to go in here. So this, at the Pizza Boulevard restaurant, when we arrived last week, Friday? We walked down here. None of this was here. None of this was here last week. All those umbrellas and things. So this little tiny go-kart track thing is super cute. 1 lap for 100 lek, which is about $1.17 right now. So we're up the north side of Pogradec, alongside Lake Ohrid, and up there on top of that hill is the ruins of the Pogradec Castle, which reviews say if nobody told you there was a castle there, you wouldn't know just by looking. There's just some old rocks, and also that the only way to get up there is to walk, unless you have a 4-wheel drive car that you don't care about because the road is that bad. So down here in the kind of center of town, we have the amphitheater. And then this beautiful flower garden, because these folks absolutely take their flowers seriously. I mean, really seriously. And then in this section, we have literary theme. Oh, look, a kitty. There's always cats. Literary themed benches. And a literary themed water feature, which is off today. It was spraying water the other day when we were down here. And then our other flower that I travel with full time. I said then our other flower that I travel with full time. And places to chill out and get a coffee and a snack. And we have a row of little stalls here. Waffle, patula, crepes, potato tornado. That might be worth checking out later. And then we have the Matterhorn. Various kids' rides, bumper cars, and a little trampoline thing. Donuts, patula, fast food. And then when you get further away from the center, you get these swan benches. Kind of on an edge of town here, down towards the end of the promenade. We have that really interesting looking structure. And then this, I don't know, culvert, river, whatever it is. But we've got these signs along the side here, I guess telling us about the various aquatic life. And there's apparently a trout here, the Lake Ohrid trout, that's supposed to be something special. We've seen it on the menu. We saw it on the menu in a couple places as grilled Koran, which puzzled me, but then our host explained that that's just a local name for it. But it's apparently very special because the prices on it are way higher than most other dishes that we looked at. And then we're back up into town. And they're taking care of the flowers.
Because the view
from the apartment looked like down this way. Okay. So apparently when we move in a couple of weeks, we're moving there. So we're all the way on the, what is this, the north end of town?
No.
No? West? Okay, up on the street side, away from the lake side, there's the other side of the bumper cars, trampoline, Matterhorn. The puzzling building. Looks like they started and then just bailed on. And so we're headed back towards our apartment. And she's threatened me with brunch, so we'll see how that works out for us. So this youth travel, walking through beauty and culture, caught my eye. Kushmisht, which is where we rode our bikes to the other day, is there. Pogradec, where we're at right now, is like over here somewhere. And that line there is the border with North Macedonia. Oh, look at that. We got water again. The smell here is amazing, she says. Right? Look at all those flowers. All those flowers. I mean, all
just
those flowers.
Open here to the public, no admission charge.
Right? It's
No
just
gate.
just a garden in the middle of the city. Well, on the edge of the middle of the city. The middle of the city is, you know, that way a few blocks geographically, I think. It's it's a long, narrow city, which is weird, being right along a lake, that they would have built it long instead of away from the water, huh?
Did you get that guy?
Which guy? What?
That sculpture there.
I did not get that sculpture there. I was looking at the colored pebbles, sort of Albania's answer to cobblestones. And the designs worked in. So, must have been the next place down because they had the sandwich board out front. Yeah, probably. That's what I saw that drew me in. Okay, so we've just had our breakfast at Pichu Pichu. So the servers have to run back and forth across the street here for all these restaurants that have seating on both sides. The sidewalk cafe thing here, you're literally walking down the street and then, you know, the cafe is on the sidewalk. So your choices are to walk through the middle of the seating area or go around. We usually go around. And these structures, when we got here 2.5 weeks ago, 90% of these were not here, and they've built decks and structures and seating for these restaurants. It's basically tripled the capacity of most of them. So there's still more building going on. But they go all down the street here. It's just restaurant after restaurant after restaurant. And they're expanding for the season. And the server we talked to at the one place said they go up this time of year and then come down in September. And then there's places like this that aren't associated with a restaurant, just a freestanding like cocktail bar.
Checkout line.
Uh-huh.
Waiting. There's a bunch of store clerks, just, you know, stocking shelves and shit.
Right?
The little old lady comes, and I just went, no Nintendo. And she smiled and nodded.
No Nintendo. It's funny.
But then the store clerk came up. Stream it.
And some of the structures are a little more involved than others. There was one down the way that was all glass windows along the lakeside. This glass windows all on the lakeside, and just temporary structures that they put up from June to September. Did we mention flowers? Have I said that these folks are really serious about their flowers? So that's definitely a vibe. Mr. Drummer wandering down the street. I don't know what the... Oh, he's getting into it now.